Welcome back, call setters and builders. Before we begin, let's close our eyes and take a deep breath. Excellent, because what you are about to hear is not motivation, it is self discovery. There is a part of you that you were told to hide, the loud part, the selfish part, the angry part, and the powerful part. Not because it was wrong, but because it made other people uncomfortable. So you learn to be polite, agreeable, and responsible. And whatever else went into the bag. So today, we don't judge it, we don't fight it, we just finally meet it. So, welcome back. Welcome to the Shadow Work series. To begin, I want to tell you that did you know that there is a stranger living in your house? They eat your food, spend your money, ruin your relationship, and sometimes they speak with your mouth. And you call this self sabotage. And you say things like, I don't know why I did this. That wasn't like me. I don't recognize myself anymore. But psychology tells us something uncomfortable. That was indeed you. It wasn't just the version of you that you let other people see. Carl Jung called this part of you the shadow, and most people spend their life running from it. They think if they ignore it, it will disappear. But the shadow does not disappear. It simply goes into your basement and begins lifting weight. So if you are tired fighting yourself, if you feel you have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake, if you feel like your life is harder than it needs to be, it is time to meet your hidden twin. Welcome to the Shadow Work series. Now let's talk about the split, persona versus shadow. To understand your shadow, you need to understand the split. You were not born divided. You were not born broken. You were born whole. But somewhere between the age 0 and 7, something happened. You learned something, the rule that there is a part of you that is acceptable and there is a part of you that is not acceptable. Maybe you were loud, you laughed harder, you spoke too much, and someone said to you, be quiet. So you took the loudness, packaged it into a bag, and shoved it into your unconscious. Maybe you were angry and they said to you, good boys don't get angry. Good girls don't act like that. So you took your anger, your fire, your boundaries, folded it into a bag, and shoved it into unconscious. Whatever else that remained became your persona, the mask you wear to survive, the version of you that gets approval, the acceptable you, and whatever else that remained became your shadow. But the problem here, the bag does not stay closed. Now let's talk about the symptoms. How do the shadow leak? The shadow does not knock your front door, it breaks in through the window. Symptoms number one: disproportionate reaction. So, for example, if someone cuts you off in the traffic, normal reaction is like, wow, that was rude. But your reaction is, I hope his phone never charges and his Wi Fi is forever slow. And it doesn't end there. You stick out your middle finger, your head out of the window, and you start cursing. That rage is not about traffic, it is oppressed aggression that is finally getting air. Symptom number two: repetitive patterns. You keep dating the same person with different names, but with same chaos. And you ask yourself, why does this happen to me all the time? This is not bad luck. This is your shadow looking for something familiar, even if it's painful. Symptom number three is the projection. This is the big one. So if you cannot stand arrogant people, if their presence makes your blood boil, I have some uncomfortable news for you. There is an arrogant part of you that you have locked away because we project our shadows into others so we don't have to look at it ourselves. So if they really bother you, they are probably carrying something that you dropped. Now, let's talk about the danger of being too good, too nice. So let's talk about the danger of being too good. I see this constantly in my coaching. The nice guy, the good girl, the people pleaser. And you think you're being moral, but you are not. You are being harmless. A rabbit is not virtuous because it does not eat the wolf. A rabbit is simply a rabbit. Being harmless is not the same as being good. Carl Jung, the psychologist, said, I would rather be whole than good. Because when you repress your darkness, you also repress your power. You cannot have courage without the capacity for aggression. You cannot have boundaries without the ability to say no. You cannot have passion without the capacity for chaos. Your shadow is not just your evil, it is your gold. It is your unveiled potential. Let's talk about the reverse mirror. How do we begin? Not with rituals, not with candles, not with trying to fix ourselves, but we begin with observation. Now, for the next 7 days, do one thing, only one thing. Observe your trigger. Watch for who makes you irrationally angry, who makes you deeply jealous, who makes you feel small. Write it down. For example, you may say, I hate Martin because he is selfish. Now, here comes the work. Flip the mirror. Ask yourself, in what way am I selfish? Or in what way do I secretly wish I was allowed to be selfish? Your trigger is not your evil, is not your enemy. It is your map because it points exactly to what's in the bag. So, congratulations, you have found your basement stairs. Now, let me be honest. This work is not comfortable because it is easy to blame your boss, your ex, your parents, the economy, Mercury in retrograde, than looking at the part of you, the part of yourself that you were told were not acceptable. But here is the trade off. If you avoid your shadow, you will live divided, you will sabotage your success, you will mute your voice, you will apologize for existing. But if you integrate it, you will stop leaking, you will stop fighting yourself, you will stop living as if there is a civil war happening in your chest. The shadow work doesn't make you dangerous, it makes you grounded. You don't explode because you are not suppressing, and you don't collapse because you have boundaries. You become calm, not because you are weak, but because you are content. Whole people are powerful people, and powerful people do not dominate, manipulate, or perform. They simply are. So, over the next 12 weeks, we are going to empty the bag. We are going to integrate darkness so that you can reclaim your power. So, subscribe, get your journal, because we are not running anymore. We are going for hunting.